Good morning, it's the 24th of February, it's 10 to 8 and today feels like autumn. See, first day, beanie on, keeping my little ears warm, and I'll show you a few things that have happened. What's new? What's good? What's good? Okay, let's have a look. Walk around. Okay, first of all, there's a big pile of wood chip here, which is great. I'm going to shovel it around everywhere. I'm going to put some around all of the trees. And you might think that wood chip's not very good, especially as it's different types of pine. But because of the lime render on this block, it actually won't hurt it at all, because I did a soil test. Thanks for the kit, Elisa. And it turns out that there's patches of my property here that are really alkaline. So I don't think a bit of pine chip will actually hurt. Look at this. This, Rebecca's rock wall. It's been going really well. I don't know what these things are, but they made a nice sculpture. You saw the back of the tin hut here. Well, look what else is done. George and I have covered all the gaps. It looks really lovely now, doesn't it? Here we have a before wall, and going round the corner here, going round, look at this. This is a whole wall done. So how cool is that? We're going to try and use the rest of these split fencing palings to do a bit of the next side. And hopefully I can get some more and finish this side. And then it's all the exposed sides will be done. Ah, finished one, George, good. Only 7 to go. Why did I buy so many? So what do you think? Looks nice, doesn't it? Okay. The new citrus tree is growing very well, thank you, Taylor. The lemon there is still doing okay, so being protected from those horrible winds by the yurt is a great idea. Things here are doing well. Up until yesterday, when we got a bit of rain, all the comfrey were just lying down exhausted. But it looks like they're back. I've lost one tree this year. I've lost this cherry tree. I started pruning it back and it's looking dead. It is looking dead. What a shame. That was a beautiful cherry tree. The mirror's new. Well, new. It's probably very old. I found it at the tip. Found some old timber to put around it. And a few rocks, well, they're not hard to find, at the bottom. And I like it. I think it is autumn, you know, which for me is lovely. Those hot, hot days when I had thong feet, you know, the bit that's white where your flip-flops are. Not a good look. Shorts and t-shirts, this is more me. Anyway, this is new. This is new. I have extended the veggie garden and there's some lovely cosmos growing. I've worked on the garden and this is the results. I had an idea that I could use some rabbit mesh if I lined it and make circular beds. So I made the first 2 with George. Thanks, George. And the last one at the end there I made. And then I moved these 2 planters that I made, these raised beds, because where they were, they just weren't getting any water. There was a bit too much of an overhang on the garden shed, which is great for the garden shed, but it wasn't great for these beds here. So now they're here waiting for some good soil to go on the top. Inside there is horse poo, chicken poo, sheep poo and worms from the worm bed. At the moment they're just 2 big worm beds. By the end of today I'll probably put good soil, good potting mix on top, and then I can plant things. This bed that was the worst as far as alkalinity was concerned, I forked over and taken out all the rocks that were lime mortar, which was making it very alkaline. Dug it over, mounted up, and now this back one here is red potatoes, and the front one here is either Kifler or Dutch cream. So I might get something from the beans, hopefully, because they've only just started climbing. Tomatoes haven't been great. Silver beets and ruby chard have been okay, and they've kept my hens in a leaf of greens each every day. I am really proud of this. This was 2 days, maybe 2.5 days of really hard work, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to continue back a bit further with this whole process, maybe a couple more round beds and maybe a fence with a gate across so it'll look really nice. I've got some little eggplant here, but you know, if this is the end of our summer, I don't hold out much hope. These chilies have grown really well. These are nice, look at these. They're chili Bulgarian carrot, and it's a rating 3. And you know what, that's quite enough actually. I like them. So I'll keep some seeds from this one. And this one next to it is a Thai chili, very mild. This is a rating 1. And they just started too. So they're a nice chili. That's about, I don't know, 3 inches long at the moment. You know, all in all, not too bad, even though after all the rain, then it was really hot dry winds. Lost a cherry tree, harvested some beautiful apples, harvested so many plums. Honestly, I think that little tiny tree gave me maybe 15 kilo, and the tree is only kind of, I don't know, this high. It's not a very big tree. This is the next bed. Hello Max, this is Max's garden here. I'm going to throw out some flower seeds today, and then I'm going to put wood chip on this garden. It's not too bad. It is suffering a bit, again, from lime mortar. From the old pub, you know, it was the 1880 Miners Arms Hotel. And in 1880, I guess that's when they used lime mortar. And then they just threw it around the place. I don't know whether the quince will do any good this year. Last year they had some kind of grub in them. You know, it's a nice tree anyway. I think with fruit trees, you've got to look at them as trees first and foremost, and then if they give you fruit, well, that's a bonus, isn't it? I had a couple of damsons off May's damson tree. Hello May, it's alive, which is good. I'm not quite so sure about the little prune and this is the green gauge. The green gauge doesn't look so healthy. I hope I don't lose it. They're expensive trees. The apples are doing okay. The Bramleys, the English cookers, they're doing okay. And this apple that I put in, not last winter, the one before, this one's doing okay. Pond is completely dry. I could use it as a garden bed. It's so dry and grass is growing in it. Look, from that lovely pond that was right up here to nothing. All I can think is that the water table just dropped significantly really quickly. The mint's growing okay though. This is the chocolate mint. That makes a lovely mint tea. That's lovely. Flowers are pretty too, aren't they? And everything that brings the bees is good. There's a few grapes on here, but not many. Few little grapes. I ate some the other day that were black. Mainly skin, mainly seed, but very tasty. I think they're a grape called Isabella. Oh look, there's a couple of dark ones. I'll eat that one. That's a strange thing to start the day with. The first thing I've eaten is a grape that's just a little bit tart. The herbs here are doing really well. They're not bothered. Thyme, the lemon thyme, the oregano, the spearmint, the peppermint, all doing well. The tomatoes here are doing well. These are my favourite, the Duchère Flace. This one may keep growing here, hopefully. I put in a couple more. Oh, I don't like your chances. Look how tiny. Bit behind the 8 ball there. I've been collecting all the seeds. I'll show you the packets of seeds hanging everywhere. So nearly finished with those. And then I can clear this out completely. There's another de Cherflace which may do okay. This is beetroot seed. Maybe it's okay. It doesn't look it now, does it? Gosh, no rain and then rain at the wrong time. But you never know. I'll sprinkle it there anyway. See what happens. And I've been pretty busy with all the seeds, sorting them out and winnowing them and getting them ready for the seed saver group that I belong to. All these bags are a different veggie seed pretty much. So I'll package a few and then I'll roll the rest up and get them to the seed saver group. But first of all, I'll show you the tucker box garden, which is doing fine. I've refurbished these beds. Shallots in here, which are doing fine. And I also sowed some onion seeds, so we shall see. The kumquat's okay. It gets new growth, then it gets eaten. These are jalapeno chilies, so these will be hotter chilies. They like it here. Oh, there's some down the bottom here. So these will be the ones that I'll dry and hang in strings for over winter. Oh, I don't know what this is, what tomato this is. It's pretty poor, to tell you the truth. It's not doing the best. And in here I sowed carrot seeds. And oh, look, there are some just down there. Carrots and beetroot. So if that stays moist, we stand a chance. Oh, there's a tomato down there. See, just let them grow by themselves. Hello, Mousie. You're looking a bit cobwebbed. Hello, Mouse House. So are you. I've been driving the Mouse House about once a week, once a fortnight into town. And when I do, I love it. And home is where you park it. Well, this one's parked at my home. Everything fine and dandy in there. Everything looks fine and dandy in here. The Mouse House gives me that second power source, which is handy, isn't it? You know, to have two systems that are off-grid. And this one actually, the Mouse House actually has a bigger inverter than the shed. This is a big shout out to all the van lifers. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And here's all my wood. This is mill offcuts of hardwood, and they'll be very useful next year when it's all seasoned and dried. But it's a good idea to store it. There's a couple more over here. There's some old fence palings that'll end up being something creative. And there's another job for me to do. Enough of me dawdling and babbling on. You know what time it is now, don't you? It's time for a nice cuppa tea. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye. I know I use all the mill cut-offs, and that's great, but it does take a while for them to dry out.